Most gardeners focus on feeding their plants, but the real secret to a thriving garden starts beneath the surface. Healthy soil is full of beneficial microorganisms that help roots absorb nutrients more efficiently. Today, I'll show you 3 easy homemade liquid fertilizers you can make with simple kitchen ingredients. Method number 1. Living Microbial Soil Booster. Now let's make a simple microbial solution that focuses on improving soil life rather than supplying nutrients directly. Fill a clean bucket with 10 liters of water and stir in about 2 cups of plain dairy yogurt until it's completely mixed. Yogurt naturally contains beneficial bacteria, especially lactic acid bacteria, which become the foundation of this living solution. Next, add 1 tablespoon of molasses. The natural sugars provide food for the microorganisms, helping them become active and multiply. Now pour in 1 liter of compost tea. Compost tea introduces a wide variety of beneficial microorganisms from finished compost, making the microbial community even more diverse. Mix everything thoroughly. Then loosely cover the bucket with a lid or clean cloth. Place it somewhere cool and shaded for about 24 hours. During this time, the microorganisms feed on the molasses and multiply rapidly. As they grow, they produce enzymes and other natural compounds while creating a more active and diverse microbial community. After 24 hours, give the mixture 1 final stir before using it. Pour it directly onto the soil around vegetables, herbs, fruit trees, flowers, or other garden plants. These beneficial microbes continue working around the roots, helping break down organic matter, improving nutrient cycling, and supporting stronger root development. Applying this microbial solution every 2 to 4 weeks, along with compost and organic mulch, helps maintain healthy, living soil throughout the growing season. Method number 2. The first thing I did was water the entire area the day before I started working. This might seem like a small step, but it makes a huge difference. Moist soil is much easier to loosen than dry, compacted ground. Instead of fighting with rock-hard soil, the shovel moves through it much more easily, saving both time and energy. The next day, I began loosening the soil. My goal wasn't to dig very deep, but simply to break up the compacted surface. Loose soil allows roots to grow more easily, improves air circulation, and helps water soak into the ground instead of running off the surface. Now it was time to make what I like to call the magic that would wake this soil up. I collected dry leaves from around the garden and under nearby trees. Instead of using them whole, I chopped them into smaller pieces. Smaller pieces break down much faster because they provide more surface area for beneficial microorganisms to work on. Next, I mix these chopped leaves with well-dried animal manure. This combination creates a simple homemade compost mixture that feeds the soil naturally. The dry leaves add organic matter, improving soil structure and helping it hold moisture for longer periods. As they decompose, they also encourage beneficial microbes and earthworms that keep the soil healthy. Oh, the dried manure is just as important. It slowly releases nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, while also supplying many trace minerals that plants need for steady growth. Unlike fresh manure, well-aged manure is much safer because it is less likely to burn young roots. After mixing everything thoroughly, I spread this homemade compost evenly across the entire garden bed. But I wasn't finished yet. The next step was adding mulch. For this, I used sawdust. I spread a thick layer of sawdust over the entire bed, making sure it covered the surface evenly. Mulch does much more than simply cover the soil. It helps reduce water evaporation, keeping the soil moist for longer, which means less frequent watering. It also protects the soil from direct sunlight, keeps temperatures more stable during hot days, reduces weed growth, and slowly improves the soil as it naturally decomposes over time. While doing this, I removed any large pieces of wood because they take much longer to break down and can make planting difficult. Since fresh sawdust can temporarily use some nitrogen while it breaks down, I balanced it by placing it over the nutrient-rich compost layer, rather than mixing large amounts directly into the planting zone. Finally, I added a thin layer of loamy soil over the top. Loamy soil is considered one of the best growing mediums because it contains a balanced mixture of sand, silt, and clay. It drains well while still holding enough moisture for developing roots, making it ideal for germinating seeds. Once everything was in place, I watered the bed thoroughly and left it alone for 2 to 3 days. Those few days allowed the moisture to spread evenly through the layers and gave the organic materials time to settle. When I came back, the difference was incredible. The soil no longer looked dry and lifeless. It was darker, softer, and full of moisture. The garden bed finally looked alive and ready to grow something. Now came the exciting part. I decided to plant pumpkin seeds. I made small planting holes, placed one seed into each hole, and before covering them, I gave each one something extra that would help them get off to a strong start: compost tea. If you've never made compost tea before, it's incredibly simple. Take a bucket and fill it with about 5 liters of non-chlorinated water. Add a generous amount of well-aged dried manure and stir everything thoroughly. Then simply leave it for about 24 hours. During this time, many of the nutrients dissolve into the water, creating a gentle liquid fertilizer. After 24 hours, stir it once more and your compost tea is ready to use. I poured a small amount into each planting hole before covering the seeds with loamy soil. Compost tea provides readily available nutrients, introduces beneficial microorganisms into the soil, and creates a healthier environment for young roots to establish themselves. Using only a small amount near the seed is enough to give seedlings a strong beginning without overwhelming them. Now all that's left is to let nature do its job. This garden started as nothing more than dry, abandoned soil. With a little patience and a few inexpensive natural materials, dry leaves, aged manure, sawdust, loamy soil, and homemade compost tea, it has been transformed into a healthy, moisture-rich bed that's ready to support strong, productive plants. This is only the beginning of the journey, and over the coming weeks we'll see whether these simple, natural methods can turn this once barren patch of ground into a thriving vegetable garden. Method number 3, potato peel liquid fertilizer. Instead of throwing away potato peels, you can turn them into a simple liquid fertilizer in just 48 hours. Collect the peels from about 1 kilogram of potatoes and place them into a clean container with 5 liters of water. Cover the container with a lid and leave it in a shaded place for about 48 hours. During this time, the water slowly extracts natural minerals and organic compounds from the potato peels. At the same time, naturally occurring microorganisms begin breaking down the soft plant material, creating a mild, nutrient-rich solution. You may notice the water becoming slightly cloudy with a light fermented smell. That's a normal part of the process. After 48 hours, strain out the potato peels. They don't have to go to waste. You can simply add them to your compost pile or bury them in the garden where they'll continue improving the soil. Now pour the strained liquid into a larger container and add 10 liters of clean water. Then mix in 1 tablespoon of molasses. Molasses isn't added to feed the plants directly. Instead, it feeds beneficial microorganisms already living in the soil. As these microbes become more active, they help break down organic matter and make nutrients easier for plant roots to absorb. Molasses also contributes small amounts of minerals like potassium, calcium, magnesium, and iron. Stir everything well until the molasses has completely dissolved. Apply the finished fertilizer around the base of vegetables, herbs, flowering plants, or potted plants every 1 to 2 weeks during the growing season. Since it's a gentle fertilizer, it provides a mild nutrient boost without overwhelming your plants. Keep in mind that this works best as a supplement alongside compost or a balanced fertilizer, rather than replacing them completely.